Well, if it isn't Mr. Awesome Pants himself. Okay, guys, I had a little fun out here. It was a beautiful, just unbelievable, gorgeous day. Hey, there's the other cat. They're everywhere. So, anyway, just thought I'd show you guys in the nice bright sunlight how this looks. Now you can see I got some areas to touch up, so, I know there's flaws. There's things that could be added. I could add some brown. My brown paint arrived yesterday after I finished painting everything. But I'm not sure it's the right brown anyway. And buckles, of course, don't survive scratching very well. But except for filling up the Camelback with 3 liters of water, the loadout is pretty much completed on it. And that's an ATEX FG genuine pattern cap, so that's what I use pretty much as a model. As you can see, I could use some more sand colored paint and some kind of rusty blood colored paint and put some little blotches in, then I think it would look even more like it's supposed to. So what is it all that I'm hauling around here, and why am I hauling it? That would be philosophy of use, I reckon, huh? Well, let's start with the belt. That's fairly simple. The belt deal allows me to grab and go with my pistol, and I could carry a maximum of 4 magazines without having anything else. Just take the pistol out of the safe. It's got a mag already in it and mag there. I gotta find another mag. They're impossible to find. They're like 70 bucks on Gunbroker, if you can get one. And the mag's on the belt. So clip it on, go. Now, if I want to really have some fun, she's chasing butterflies. I have the Molly section, and right now I've got the Snactical pouch, which has my survival stuff, my meds, my all kinds of stuff other than what you would find in an IFAC. Just general maintenance stuff, a few power bars, all that kind of stuff. And a big flashlight with a big throw. And so this isn't very heavy at all. I've also got my gloves in there, that's why it's so puffy. I've got some hot weather gloves, which would be handy if you're doing stuff. So that can just strap on, that's an additional. So there's 2 sort of modular units. If I wanted to go without a gun and just go have some fun, I could just clip that on and leave the gun in the safe if I wanted to have them both or whatever. Okay, so there's a modular type belt rig. Then we come on over here, and what I've got here is these are AR mag pouches, but what I'm using them for is technology. I've got the GPS, I've got the Midland radio. This is a really good radio. That thing broadcasts really well. Okay, and then of course got a sort of just an EDC type knife, very sturdy knife. I've had this since I think 2006 is when I bought that knife, so it's hold up great. There's a great edge on it. Then I've got a flashlight just for the vest, because if I only wear the vest I still want to have a flashlight, and this is a Phoenix, and it runs on the same AA's as the GPS. One thing I don't have is I don't have a battery carrier. It's too bad. I really could use a battery carrier. As you can see, this is fun stuff one-handed. I'm not real big on snaps on stuff, but things like this, it's a good idea because these are barely on there. That's the only complaint I have about Condor Gear is they make all their stuff the absolute minimum size to fit whatever the smallest magazine you could imagine is. And then if you actually put a real magazine in it, everything is out to the maximum. Like here, this should be all the way down to here. You can see how short that strap is. That strap could be a good 3 inches longer, but whatever. So these are the Pro Mags. One of them runs real good, one of them, I don't know. I'm not sure I would trust them, but they're there. And it is nice to be able to sling that much lead at once, I guess. 15 rounds. It's kind of fun. But to be honest with you, this is more compact. So right here I've got 60 rounds in high point mags, doubled up. So 60 rounds versus 30 rounds. Look at the real estate this takes up. This takes up more real estate than this. The most this could hold if this was all full would be 45 rounds, and it takes up a huge amount of real estate. And here you go. I could put another one, I could put 2 more of these. I could carry 180 rounds in high point just in putting 3 of these in here. This is a sort of a universal type mag pouch. I probably will get more high point mags. Can also work for the SR9 mags. Depends on which I can obtain easier, right? Which would be high point, of course. Then we've got the slug pouch with 12 1-ounce slugs in it. Then we got the buck pouch, 12 1-ounce buck on it. Now I could carry some 308 in here to feed the single shot. I was going to be hauling that out there for some sniper duty. I've left the front panel open because I found running my MS3 single point sling that anything in this area really interfered with it. It just made it a pain to use. So this works a lot better with my sling system for the carbine and for the shotgun, using the single sling on the shotgun. And then finally we come to hydration, because you must hydrate or die. So here's 3-liter hydration unit. Now what's neat about this is because of the D-rings here, is that you could lash a fanny pack onto this. You could even lash stuff across it. You could carry a bedroll. You could. There's some options here. The D-rings are nice. I use these D-rings. Okay, this also has its own backpack unit inside of it. But I use D-rings up here to lash it to my rig, and then I ran the straps through here, and the whole thing is really nice as a counterbalance. 3 liters of water is a fair amount of water. It's a nice counterbalance. So that's pretty much a wrap up on what's there and why. You've got to hydrate, and you should have, I didn't talk about the IFAC, but of course I think every rig, anything that has ammo on it, anything that can kill something, should also have something on it to be able to fix somebody that's near death. So this is a trauma kit. This just has really serious heavy duty trauma stuff in it. You know, stop clot, bandages, and you know, stuff for taking care of major injuries, abdominal pad, all that kind of stuff. Broken limb, anything like that it can handle pretty much. Only thing I'm missing is I do not have a bona fide tourniquet. Tourniquet would be pretty cool to have, because if you're really gonna come up against somebody with squirting, you really want to strap them off. So anyway, philosophy of use. Why all the gear? Why all this stuff? Well, to be honest with you, I'm concerned about a situation where there's a breakdown in the rule of law, you know, and you have roving bands of people out there looking to take advantage of people who aren't armed, people who aren't patrolling the perimeter of their property, people who aren't aware, who aren't trained to some degree in how to use a weapon and haven't practiced, you know. They come up against people like that, easy pickings, take what they got, because they had to get out of the cities, because without power and electricity, people are going to be fleeing those cities pretty quick. And they'll be going into places that are more rural, where people have food and water and weapons that they can take from them. That's my scenario that this is built around, is protecting what's around me, getting up on the high ground and protecting everything around my property, patrolling it, being able to talk to the people back at the house and ask them if there's a problem, them being able to contact me and saying there's a problem, come back, check on me, see if I'm okay, bring me a sandwich, that sort of thing. This would be handy because it's got all kinds of stuff that would allow me to survive out there, and I could bring more stuff so I could survive longer. But it's got the basic calories and meds and things like that to keep me going. So if I had to get out there and patrol my perimeter, stay out there at night in the dark, waiting for for something bad to happen so I could respond and protect my family. That's what this is all about. That's really it, guys. But in the meantime, in between time, I just like to wear it and train with it because it's heavy as hell. And it's a great way for me to build up stamina. I put on this ridiculous outfit. It makes my wife laugh at me. And I put on my ridiculous G.I. Joe outfit. And I grab all my stuff. And I go walk around out here. And going up and down hills. And through the brush and everywhere like that. I'll tell you what, it's definitely a workout. It's good for you. And I didn't want to stick out like a sore thumb. If I dressed in SWAT black, and I went walking through the woods around here, and some hunter caught sight of me, they'd probably call the police, even though I'm on my own land, because they'd think I was some kind of a weirdo out there trying to kill people. This, to my mind, I know it may not be, but in my mind, this is more people-friendly. If I'm in my total camo rig, and I'm out there in the woods, they're going to figure that I'm either militia, or that I'm a hunter with a whole bunch of shit. Or something. They don't, I don't really know what they're going to think, but they're not going to think I'm a police officer, and they're not going to think I'm some Batman bad guy, if I'm all dressed in black. Although I do know good guys wear black. So, I am very curious to see how this would look with an all ATAX FG outfit, but I'll tell you that's about $120 in camo right there. And there you have it. My little ATAX FG project from yesterday. Heat set. Ready for some trotting around type activity. And I just might get into that pretty soon. Thanks for watching, guys. And I hope this is encouraging you to customize your own gear to your own needs. You don't have to take what you're given. You can make it into anything you want. And there you have it.